In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do a decline neutral grip chest press. Now, firstly, before we get into the exercise, we need to set up the bench correctly for the exercise. So you'll notice here, I've got a flat bench, and what I need to do is I need to have the bench pointing downwards. So I need to bring the bench into a decline. So on this bench, all I would do is have one hand on the back of the bench just to support it. My other hand is going to go on this little catch here. I'm going to bring it up and I can then slide the bench down. Not all benches are like this, and not all benches have the same amount of decline. So this is a -8% decline. When you're doing this with lots of different benches, some of them are more abrasive, some of them are less abrasive. The whole purpose of doing something like a chest press in decline is that ultimately when we do the normal version, you're going to be working more lower pectoral fibers, so more of the lower part of your chest. Because we're doing neutral grip in this demo, you're going to be emphasizing the triceps a lot more in this exercise tutorial, but you will still hit those lower pectoral fibers. It'll just be less so than your normal version. Now, if you've got really heavy weights, I'd always recommend deadlifting the weights up, bringing the weights onto your knees, and then you're in your start position. So what I want you to do is grab onto the weights as hard as you can, bring your elbows into your sides, retract your shoulder blades, so squeeze them together, and slowly come back with the weights until you've got the whole of your lower back, mid back, upper back, and neck on the bench. Now, unlike my normal version, where I'm going to flare those elbows out, I'm going to keep the elbows tucked in. Before I start, I want to be pushing down with my heels into the floor. And when I'm pushing down my heels into the floor, I'm then really making sure that lower back is in contact with the bench. For the neutral grip variation, push directly up from this position. So you should have your wrists and your hands directly above your chest. Bring your elbows down so they're tucked into the side still, and push back up from that position. So slowly controlling the weights down, elbows a lot closer to the sides than your normal version, and you're really going to start to feel those triceps start to load. When you're coming down, little pause at the bottom, and then really fire on the way up. So you want to make sure you can get that full elbow extension, and you're just going just to a point where you're locking out those elbows. If you've got really heavy weights, you might want to come up to a point where you keep a soft elbow. If you've got lighter weights, you will be able to get away with locking out those elbows. Once you're done, knees up, rest the weights on the knees, and then come back up into your start position. From there, you can drop the weights, and that is how to do a neutral grip dumbbell chest press.